3, 4.
Hey everybody, it's Daniel here, and today I wanted to give you an overview of the Dell Streak, and this is a Rogers tablet device that was released late last year, but it was released with Android 1.6, and as you know, Android 1.6 was even then an antiquated OS and lacked a lot of the new features and speed enhancements that Android 2.0 came out with. So recently Rogers updated the Dell Streak to Android 2.2 Froyo, and I wanted to give you an overview of what some of those features were. Now, just to give you a quick reminder, the Dell Streak is a 5-inch tablet phone. It operates as a phone, but it is 5 inches diagonally and therefore much larger than most smartphones. However, that does not mean that it lacks any of the tablet type features that we've come to expect, and this really was one of the first high-end tablets to be released on the market in May of 2010. The specs still hold up quite well. It's similar to what is in the HTC Nexus 1, and that's a 1 GHz Snapdragon processor, 512 megs of RAM. It's got 16 gigs of internal storage and a 5 megapixel camera on the back, and it has a VGA front-facing camera as well, one of the first devices to be released with a front-facing camera. Now, this OS is what Dell calls their Stage OS, and it's very similar to stock Android, but it comes with these 7 home screens, and each of the first 5 home screens come standard with Dell widgets, and these widgets are very usable and attractive. So this, of course, is your music widget, and when you click on it, it goes into the custom music app. And as you can see, Dell really intends for you to use the 800 by 480 resolution screen in landscape, and they've even oriented the capacitive buttons as such, so you get a much nicer experience when you're using it in landscape. And even though the aspect ratio is HD, it does not feel cumbersome to use, unlike say a 10-inch tablet would, since a 10-inch tablet in landscape would be a little bit more unwieldy. So you can of course use this in portrait, and it will reorient to do so, and it actually works quite nicely. And you see there's a Twitter social networking app. You can also add your Facebook here and it'll aggregate those. This is your recent apps, also your home screen and weather, and there are your favorite contacts as well as an email widget. And then on the either ends you have they're just blank for your own use. Now, of course, if you do want to get rid of this, you can just remove it like such, but I'm going to keep it there because I like it. So Rogers has also included their Your Music mobile backup, shop, and My Account apps that come standard on most Rogers smartphones these days. Those are not removable, unfortunately, so you can certainly remove them from your home screen, but they will not be removable from the device. Now, the nice thing about this Stage OS is that it's very familiar to any person using Android. Now, this is Android 2.2, and it comes as well with this familiar navigation, drop-down menu, notification, everything down here, and the extra screen space really helps that. You get a lot more information. Now, when you want to open the app drawer, you can merely click like you would normally, and it would open. But what you can also do is just drag up like that, and then drag down. So the gestures work really well, and this is indicative of say, ADWEX, which allows you to just flick anywhere on the screen, and the gesture will open or close the app drawer. Now, these two buttons, the phone, and the internet are not removable. As you can see, they disappear when you try and move something onto it. However, they're pretty standard. The internet browser is pretty fast, and you can also use a custom browser, but for this testing purposes, the browser is excellent and loads very quickly. Now you can see the buttons on the side here. They will light up when you press them. So a couple of other things just to point out. There are a few apps that are preloaded on the device. There's the Copilot Live app, that's for navigation. There's a GPS installed here, so you can also use Google's native navigation app, which in my opinion is a lot better, and it's free. You have access to the Zinio magazine reader app, where you can subscribe to print magazines. Also, there's the Amazon Kindle, as well as Dell Sync, which will, if you click on there, it's licensed by Nero, so I think the Nero company creates this for them, and it's merely just a synchronizing of data, multimedia, and contacts, and you need the proprietary Nero software to use it, so it's not so helpful. Now everything else is pretty much the same. You have your stock messaging. Your market is going to be very familiar, and this is running on Rogers 3G network, so speeds are pretty good. You also have the new YouTube app, which actually looks really good on this. So let me just load an app. You can see it actually supports high quality here. And the screen is really nice and bright. Oh, babies. So that's the YouTube app, and it works really nicely. Now I'm just going to show you LinPack, and that's a test of the CPU capabilities. And the Froyo Android 2.2 update installed the just-in-time compiler, and you can see it's a great increase from the 6 or 7 it would have gotten on Android 1.6. 32 is comparable to last year's hardware running a Snapdragon processor, and it's still very, very capable. So all in all, let's see in the menu here. You're really experiencing a very stock version of Android, and that's not a bad thing. So you see here, the version is Android 2.2.1, and remember that this has a 1500 milliamp battery in it, and battery life is pretty good. So I've noticed that it lasts quite a bit longer than most other smartphones, and that could just be because there's really not much running in the background at all. Now Dell Launcher is in one of the top 5 apps for battery life, but at the same time it's not an intensive app at all. So that's a quick overview of the Dell Streak running Android 2.2. Now this device is fairly cheap now on Rogers. Let me just show you something also quickly. So when you click at the bottom here, you this is similar to the Atrix and its Moto Blur skin, but you can actually scroll through the home screens at the bottom just like that. So that's very helpful when you're trying to get somewhere fast. And that's it. So let me just pull up the Rogers website. Now the keyboard is pretty much stock Android, but what you also can do is use the included swipe keyboard, and that's excellent. So that means you just scroll like that, and that's Rogers. So let's now this is going to hopefully load up Rogers' full HTML5 Flash compatible homepage, and you can see it scrolls pretty smoothly. It supports pinch to zoom as well. Now Android 2.2 does offer Flash support, and it's just recently been updated to 10.2, so you should see a couple of improvements there. Now let's just bring up the Streak and see what the price is for now. So the Streak has been reduced to $99.99 on a 3-year term, and that's pretty competitive actually, considering the hardware is still pretty good, and you are getting a tablet as well as a phone. Now it is a little bit awkward to be using a 5-inch tablet as your phone, and I'll show you just in a second here. This is the 4-inch Samsung Galaxy S, and you can see just how much bigger the 5-inch the 5-inch Streak is. It's a significant increase in size, but it really is a nice screen and is great for reading books or watching movies as well. So that's just been a quick overview of Dell's Streak and the 2.2 update for it. That's available now at Rogers.com. Thanks for watching, guys.